What's up, guys? This is gonna be a video about how to plant tomatoes from cuttings. Tomatoes will grow much faster from cuttings than from seed. In my experience, it's more than twice as fast you can get new tomatoes from a plant if you plant it by cuttings. Right here we have Florida Everglades tomatoes. They're a native tomato to Florida. They're really small. They're kind of like a cherry tomato, and they grow perennially, so I want more of these in my garden. So what I'm going to do is I planted a row of Everglades tomatoes right here. It kind of passes through here, and there's a couple more plants down there. But the ones I planted from seed right here, they ended up dying. They couldn't take the summer heat. The stress was just too much for them as transplants. So I'm going to take cuttings from these bigger plants here, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So we have cuttings like this. And we have a pair of clippers right here. And basically all you're gonna do is get a cutting about 10 inches long, so this will do perfect. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take off all the branches, basically. One important thing to note is that when you look at a branch, so this is the main stem right here running up along this way. Now, tomatoes, like any plant, have branches coming off of it. And these are also called, where the branch connects to the stem, it's called a node. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 nodes. So this has more than 5 nodes. This is about 6 or 7. So you want to plant, I like to plant about 3 nodes beneath the soil level. And those nodes, instead of shooting out branches, will shoot out roots. And the nodes up top above the soil level, those will shoot new branches. So you're just going to want to come over here and clip it all off. If you have any tomatoes on, like this one has a couple green tomatoes right there. If you have those, you just want to get rid of them. The trick is you want this branch to expend as little energy on maintaining leaves and fruit, and you want it to spend most of its energy building a root system. So now when you get to this, so I've taken off all the leaves here, and when you get to this tip, this is kind of fresh new growth. If you leave that on, there's a better chance that your cutting will not survive, because a lot of evaporation will take place from these leaves. The cutting will lose a lot of water, so you just want to cut like right here. And if you look really closely, there's like a little node up in the front. I left that just in case a new branch wants to shoot out from there. So now that we have our cutting, we're just gonna find a spot in the mulch. So let's just dig this back. Whenever you're planting into mulch, it's really important not to plant directly into the mulch, but to dig to the soil level. And then you can plant right into that. So once you have this, just take your shovel. You don't even have to dig a hole. You just take your shovel, wiggle it down in there. So I'm going about 8 inches deep. That's about the length of the spade here. Or yeah. And so you take your cutting, and we're gonna put 1 node in, 2 nodes in, and ideally that 3rd one will go in. Let's see, I might have to dig this just a little bit deeper. The more nodes you have in there, roots come from the nodes. In tomatoes, actually, they can come right off the stem, but they're more prone to grow right out of the nodes. So about 3 nodes are on the soil level. So this will get covered up, and that's the 3rd node right here. That'll get covered up with mulch, and it'll be wet enough that it will probably produce roots. So we're just going to cover that back up with some mulch, a thin layer, and that should turn into a tomato plant. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little tip. You don't have to plant everything from seed. Try to grow lots of things from cuttings. It'll save you a lot of time. You'll get fruit quicker. It's just a cool way to experiment in the garden. So until next time, take care, plant on, go garden.